All right, he is the famous founder of Operation Undercover Railroad.
First of all, it's not undercover railroad, it's underground railroad. Come on, man, get it right. Okay, I'm having some anxiety. I'm sad. I just went and told Andrea the news that I saw, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's Tim Ballard from Operation Underground Railroad. What the heck is going on? How do you guys feel about this? I mean, I've got mixed feelings and I've got some opinions, but I'm basing those opinions on emotion, and I want to know what you guys are thinking. There's two news clips I'm going to play. One of them is a little bit lengthier and more detailed, and then the other one I'll play after. But this one I kind of want to react to, and I don't know what to say. Why would the church say this? Isn't it counterintuitive, counteracting, counterproductive to the cause of rescuing children? Why? Okay, just watch. Please watch.
All right, he is the famous founder of Operation Undercover Railroad.
First of all, it's not undercover railroad, it's underground railroad. Come on, man, get it right.
And the inspiration for the movie, Sound of Freedom. But now he's being rebuked by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay, look, I know we haven't gotten very far in this video, but I just want to say this: rebuked. Okay, is that the words the church used? Now, when you hear what they had to say, it definitely is a rebuke. Why? I mean, couldn't this be something that he and President Ballard took care of on the down low level? This is not going to help with child trafficking. I'm sorry. I know he's an apostle and I love him and I support Elder Ballard. I do. And if Tim kept running his mouth and wasn't supposed to drop his name dropping's not cool, man, especially if somebody tells you to keep it on the down low. I get that. But we also know there's some things at stake here and the good that Tim is involved with. Now, that could keep people from donating. It could, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is President Ballard in the right? Do apostles always do everything right? Is this something that I should be shutting my mouth on? I mean, really, I don't know, you know. Is Tim in the wrong? But if he is, it's kind of like you got a war you're fighting, right? You've got a general that does something wrong. You're not going to talk crap about your general to the enemy's king or another general. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to support our team, okay? Rescuing people from those kinds of situations is our team. That's our team. If one of the team captains does something stupid, we don't want to do anything to cause more problems for the team. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, let me shut up and let's go. In other words, could President Ballard have just said, "Look, Tim, I know you're excited, you're trying to do this, and I'm here for the cause, but stop doing that, okay? Stop doing that." I'm sure Tim would have been like, "I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize." Maybe that went down already. I don't know. This is kind of strange to me.
Church officials are saying that Tim Ballard used the names of high-ranking leaders to advance his own personal and financial interests. 2 News' Paul Nelson live near the church headquarters with more tonight. And Paul, which leaders are being named?
He doesn't want his name mentioned, but we're gonna like, I didn't even know, and a lot of people probably didn't even know. We knew that he mentioned church leader. We knew that he didn't every time I saw Tim, he never mentioned that the guy he said a pastor or a church leader. He didn't say the Latter-day Saint Church when he talked about the bishop that had a child that was kidnapped in Africa. That was an LDS bishop in Africa, and they went and helped him look for his child. Tim did, but he never found him. By the way, I don't think Tim is just doing this for money. Okay. But here's the thing. And I'm not against the apostles, all right? So I support and sustain the brethren. What I'm saying, though, and we're going to get on with this news thing, I'm sorry, is we don't want his name thrown around, but now everybody knows more about Elder Ballard being involved in this than we did before. That's kooky, man.
Well, according to Vice, Tim Ballard claims he was in constant communication with acting president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, M. Russell Ballard. Those two men are not related. Now, the church did release a statement saying that those two men did have a friendship, but that friendship is in the past. According to the Vice article, Tim Ballard claimed Elder Ballard played a central role in Operation Underground Railroad. The article states Ballard also claimed the acting president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles was partnering with him on other ventures, like groups named Slave Stealers and Liberty 89. The supposed goal of those organizations was to use the popularity raised through the rescue missions to sway.
Wow. How would you feel if... I know Tim loves the church. His wife is active. They go to the temple. How would you feel if an apostle said that our friendship's in the past? One of the 12 apostles. I don't know what Tim did. I don't know how his heart is. I don't know how penitent he is about it. I don't know how humbled he is about it. I don't know if he thinks he didn't do anything wrong. I'd like to investigate this further to see how many times he dropped his name. Is President Ballard, is this really the true feelings and sentiments of President Ballard? Okay, Troy, shut up and let these people watch this.
People toward the LDS faith. The article states he left OUR earlier this year following an internal investigation into employee complaints about his conduct at virtually the same moment that Sound of Freedom, a fictionalized version of his purported child rescuing exploits, became a surprise box office hit. Ballard is the central character of the movie Sound of Freedom, which depicted the rescue of a little girl away from child traffickers. However, church officials released this statement about Elder Ballard's connection to the OUR founder, saying, in part, quote, "The nature of that relationship was always in support of vulnerable children being abused, trafficked, and otherwise neglected. Once it became clear Tim Ballard had betrayed their friendship through the unauthorized use of President Ballard's name for Tim Ballard's personal advantage and activity regarded as morally unacceptable, President Ballard withdrew his association. President Ballard never authorized his name or the name of the church to be used for Tim's personal or financial interests," end quote. The statement also says the church never endorsed, supported, or represented OUR, Tim Ballard, or any projects associated with them. However, in 2015, the church published an article about Ballard, saying his faith in Jesus Christ was the reason he founded Operation Underground Railroad.
Okay, remember, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Just because he's being investigated from OUR and the attorneys or whatever for some financial issues regarding Operation Underground Railroad and how some money, things were mishandled or whatever, doesn't mean that he's guilty. Look at Joseph Smith and the Kirtland Bank. Okay, so maybe that's something that he can explain. Maybe it was out of his hands. Maybe somebody else was handling the money. I don't know. I don't know Tim personally. I don't know his character. Some of you might know him. Some of you might. All y'all live in Idaho and Utah. Pardon me. I hope I didn't do that on another video. All y'all know him. Anyway, but I don't know. So, and I sustain the prophet, his counselors, and all 15 men. I sustain them. And my feelings are, this is not something the church needs right now. This is something maybe the church should not have. Why did they publicly do this? Why is the church distancing themselves from Operation Underground Railroad? In a way, to me, that's like something that could have been taken care of on a very low profile level. But that's my opinion.
Now, Vice also reported on the investigation being done into Tim Ballard by the Davis County Attorney's Office. We reached out to Davis County Attorney Troy Rawlings, who told us he was not available for a dialogue at this time. You can read the church's full statement on our website, KUTV.com. Reporting live, Paul Nelson, KUTV 2 News.
It's just odd, the timing. I don't know, but maybe there's some things I'm missing. Don't yell at me, please. Just tell me in a nice way if you disagree with me, please. Don't yell at me. But you get what I'm saying? I mean, the timing, maybe how this could be handled. I mean, we're all supporting that cause. There are good people running Operation Underground Railroad. He wasn't the only one. And I don't know if did they sit down together and talk? Could maybe Elder Ballard have tried a little harder to talk to him on a personal level? And maybe he did. But, you know, I'm not going to let myself get bitter towards anything. You don't want to be bitter, because that plants seeds of animosity and you know what I mean. Just so you got to chill and pray for Operation Underground Railroad if you support it, which I do. I went and saw Sound of Freedom, and I get a good feeling from Tim. Tim has done a lot of things without getting money for it. I do not believe everything I don't believe everything money. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of some harsh things to say, that he was that everything he was doing was motivated for money. This almost seems very political. Oh, Troy, shut up. Am I wrong, guys? Anyway, I'm going to let you watch this other news piece, and I'm going to sign out. Love you. Let me know what you guys think about this. It's sad. It's really sad.
Good evening, everyone. We start with developing news regarding Operation Underground Railroad founder Tim Ballard and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
In a statement to Fox 13 News and Vice News, the church has denounced Tim Ballard's activities as morally unacceptable. In an online article posted this morning, Vice News reports that Tim Ballard claimed that one of the top leaders of the church, President M. Russell Ballard of the Quorum of 12 Apostles, played a secret and central role in Operation Underground Railroad. Further, Vice News reports witnesses who spoke to federal and local investigators say Tim Ballard claimed OUR and his personal business ventures were backed by Elder Ballard as part of a larger mission to bring Americans to the LDS faith.
Today, in a rare statement, the church acknowledged to Fox 13 News that President Ballard and Tim Ballard, no relation, established a friendship a number of years ago built on a shared interest in looking after God's children. But the church says the relationship is in the past, and President Ballard hasn't had any contact with Tim Ballard for many months now. The church also says, quote, once it became clear Tim Ballard had betrayed their friendship through the unauthorized use of President Ballard's name for Tim Ballard's personal advantage and activity regarded as morally unacceptable, President Ballard withdrew his association.
Tim Ballard left OUR 3 months ago and has been rumored to be considering a run for the U.S. Senate from Utah. The church said today it never endorsed, supported, or represented OUR, Tim Ballard, or any projects associated with them.
On another front, last night, Tim Ballard testified before the House Ways and Means Committee. He accused President Biden of being, quote, the trafficker in chief because of his administration's policies.
The government has lost track of 85,000 minors that crossed the border unaccompanied. These children are prime targets for traffickers for sex or labor. Tragically, as a result of this administration's current policies, DHS and HHS have unwittingly become a child trafficking delivery service. This must stop.
Fox 13 News has been trying to reach Tim Ballard for comment regarding the church's denouncement today. We have so far been unsuccessful. Ballard has been under investigation by the Davis County attorney for alleged communications fraud and witness tampering. That investigation is reported to be over.